Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to St. Kitts. We are in the Britten Norman Islander from Anguilla Air Services. And this is the inaugural flight with my new updated sim computer. So we'll get into that in a little bit. First things first, external power supply on, rotating beacon on, mixtures and props full forward, master and battery switches on, avionics master switches on, fuel pumps on, open the fuel valves, magnetos on the left. Alright, let's crack the throttles. Make sure there's nobody outside to kill or maim. And we'll go starboard engine first. Good start, RPMs are good, oil pressure is good. Check that as soon as you start the engine. Left engine prop is clear. No. Good start. Manifold pressure is good. Oil pressure is good. Magnetos to both. Let's lean the mixtures for taxi. Close the starter cover. Fuel pumps coming off. One thing. Okay, so I am connected. Got my plan. Got my flight plan. Alright, so let's get this going here. This still isn't working properly. This should be, the LCDI should be half left. This should be half, the vertical CDI should be half up. It's not. I'm not quite sure what the deal is. But that's what it is. One thing that did happen in switching computers is that I am now no longer automatically anyway, in the beta, because there is a new beta going on, which is for 2895 is Juliana approach. There's a new beta going on for avionics, and I'm kind of interested in it. Actually, I'm very interested in it, but I'm currently not in it. Alright, engage the brakes, release the parking brakes. Okay. Bradshaw traffic, Anguilla 264, taxi runway 07, Bradshaw. Let's give this some juice here. One of the cool things about the island is if you really want to, you can basically turn it around within its own wingspan. So yeah, so I picked this flight because first of all it's a fun flight. Some good scenery to be seen. This is a great airport, great freeware airport from FlightSim.to, and everybody loves the Islander, so let's go real quick. Fuel pumps on, flaps set for takeoff. So weather is 0, winds are 050 at 9 knots, QNH 1011. Alright, good to go. Make a quick stop here at the hold short line. Let's give you guys a quick look around. The biggest thing that I have noticed is, so basically I'm on max ultra settings, so let me show you real quick. The only thing that isn't ultra I tried this DLSS thing. It's not, doesn't really make sense for me because I'm main thread limited, so it's not the GPU that's holding me back. So 100% of the monitor refresh rate, which is 60 frames per second, DX12, ultra, 200 object level of detail, ultra. This is high because high is the highest it goes, ultra. I turn motion blur off because I don't want to vomit. And terrain level of detail is 200. That's the only thing that's below max setting. It's the only thing. So the thing that I really noticed right away is the definition of the terrain, the hills, and the depth perception around the terrain is really a lot different than it was in the old sim. And I'll show you one more thing when we get back inside. Love those yellow prop tips. One more thing with the increase in frames per second, this used to kind of stutter its way around as I was looking around. Doesn't really do that anymore. Just super crisp and really nice, and I'm, needless to say, very happy. So let's go mixtures and props full forward. And Bradshaw traffic, Anguilla 264 taking runway 07 for departure to the north. Left crosswind departure off 7, Bradshaw. Alright, mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on, flaps are set. Haven't flown this airplane in a little bit. I've done some test flights in the, see the grass. It's all set at 100% too, or ultra, whatever. See the trees looking great. See the definition, see that right here? Like these trees and then the depth perception behind them, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is just amazing. So no airplanes on the runway, nobody coming down for final. That's kind of what I'm talking about. It's just this definition between layers, I guess you could say. Alright. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set. Engine instruments are in the green. Airspeed is alive. Accelerating normally. 65. And rotate off we go. Props and manifold pressure back. Let's bring up the flaps. Trim here for about 100 knots in the climb. Get outside and have a look here. See what I'm talking about over here? You can see on both sides, really. You can see just the definition. Hills and everything. The water you can definitely see. This really looks pretty awesome. Alright, we're above 1,000 PDGLs, 200 fuel pumps off. The pressures are okay. Bradshaw traffic, Anguilla 264, left crosswind off runway 07, climbing through 1500, departing to the north, Bradshaw. So I'll go along here and give you a nice view of the island. And I think that if if I was doing like a high speed, like low level thing, like fighter jets or whatever, then I might, you know, it might not be fit for purpose what I've got, but for what I do with what I'm looking for, you know, this kind of visual representation. And it's perfect. It's really perfect. So move this back there. Let's check our messages here. I'm sure this is going to be an important one. Just a lot clearer, a lot more definition. A lot smoother. I see St. Maarten off there in the distance. I'm gonna climb up to 5,500 today. So this is, you know, full ultra in 2K. Also notice a lot less like terrain morphing. Coming up on 5,000. Alright. So I'm sure, as you can imagine, I've spent the last couple days. Let's see, what's today? Today's Friday. I got this on Tuesday, or Tuesday, as they say where I live. We'll level off here. The only thing I haven't had luck with, well, a couple things I haven't had luck with. Number one was getting my FSUIPC transferred over and working. Kind of thought that would be a little easier than it turned out to be, and so my solution has actually been to switch over and use the Microsoft controls within the sim itself, just because, I mean, I'm sure there's the big advantage to FSUIPC is that there are a lot more parameters you can configure, and you can really customize things the way you want. There's definitely some things like I'm experiencing right now. The trim wheel, you can really dial in the trim wheel exactly how you want it for multiple different airplanes. And we'll start leaving out the mixtures now. And actually the trim in Microsoft Flight Simulator has gotten a lot better. It was pretty bad the last time I used it. So for the trim, we're just pulling back these red levers over here and watching these EGTs go up. And once they stop going up and start going down, that will indicate to us the peak exhaust gas temperature. And once we know the peak exhaust gas temperature, which I tend to doubt is max. See how it just started reversing? And you start pushing the mixtures back in until they go down about 2 dashes on the scale there. And that puts you 50 degrees rich of peak, as they say. And what that means is your exhaust gas temperatures are 50 degrees rich of the peak EGT, and that's basically just generally a very safe place to run your engines. To run piston engines. It's one of the great debates among piston engine pilots is running rich at peak or lean at peak, because what you can do, you can also, once those start to reverse, you can just keep pulling back on the mixtures, and eventually the temperature will start decreasing again. And that's called lean of peak. And there's a big debate among pilots. Not really a big debate. I think it's more like there are a few detractors, or however you want to call it, of the rich at peak theory. But it has to do with the combustion temperature and how much fuel and what the fuel and air mixture is. In the engines, and the Mike Bush is the guy's name. He's kind of like the acknowledged expert of piston engine operation and maintenance in airplanes, and he says if you run them 50 degrees rich and peak, no matter what piston engines you're running, you're really not going to do any damage to them. You know, of course, the only way really to prove that wrong is to run engines lean at peak for, you know, a decade or 5 years and see what happens to them. And that's not a choice I would make to do with my engines, but each their own. One Day, which is a great song by a guy named Matisyahu, by the way. It's a Orthodox Jewish rapper, really cool dude. But one day I would like to do, or I am going to do, a video on the differences between real flying and sim flying. And that's kind of one of the differences, is engine management. And I manage my engines in the sim exactly the same. I fly in the sim exactly the way I fly in real life. At least in terms of procedure. And that again goes to, you know, the idea of the differences. The biggest difference is where I'm sitting right now, I can't get hurt. You know, that's the biggest difference. But in any event, I try to fly the same way I do in the sim as I do in real life. And yeah, engine management is another kind of key part to it is where's the instrument in this airplane? I'll show you the most important. Oh, here we go. These instruments down here, right there, those two, the most important instrument in any airplane, the Hobbs meters. And if somebody else is paying for the fuel, you want to see those things move. You want to be in the airplane for an extended period of time. If you are paying for the fuel, you're going to be pulling the mixture as you roll up to your parking spot. Save yourself $10. Switch over to approach here. Make sure I don't step on anybody.
Papa Alpha Whiskey is ready for departure.
See, almost did. To step on somebody is the expression used when you talk over somebody in the radio. You say, I stepped on him.
Papa Hotel, Bravo Alpha Whiskey on departure, turn right, proceed on course, wind 3506, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Papa Alpha Whiskey cleared for takeoff and proceed on course.
Juliana approach, Anguilla 264.
Anguilla 264, Juliana approach.
Approaching Anguilla 264, we're actually Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. I'm level 5500, about 5 miles south of your airspace. I'm going to be transitioning through to land at Anguilla.
Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie, Roger, squawk 4560.
4, 5, 6. Squawking 4560 for Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie.
Air Transat 287 ready to taxi.
Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie, radar contact 15 miles south of Juliana BOR, 5500.
Position checks, Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie.
Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie, cleared through the Class Delta airspace.
Roger, Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. See that guy who called for taxi? What you do?
Air Transat 287, taxi to runway 10, holding point Alpha.
Bring the power back a little bit.
Taxi to holding point Alpha, runway 10, Air Transat 287.
The proper way to do it, if you are, is, you know, you heard the guy who called for taxi. He called kind of in the middle of the conversation that I was having with the approach controller, and the proper way to do it is, you know, whenever you go to a new frequency, whenever you switch frequencies, you always stop.
Bravo Alpha, Whiskey, radar contact 300 feet, say altitude.
You always stop and listen to see if anybody else is talking already, and then let
403 Papa Alpha Whiskey.
Let that conversation reach its conclusion, unless you have.
Papa Hotel Bravo Alpha Whiskey, Roger, resume on navigation, steam bar.
You know, unless you're in a situation where
We will resume our own navigation same parts, Papa Alpha Whiskey.
unless you're in a situation where.
Are you guys familiar with the area?
For the most part.
Roger, report over Sugar Loft.
Yeah, so say again?
Report over Sugar Loft.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of that. I'm sorry. Let me search it up our charts. I don't know that flight that much in the airspace, but I am a little bit familiar with it. Let me search.
No worries, no worries.
On approach 712 Mike Kilo ready to taxi. Lee has echoed.
And you'll see how that
November 2 Mike Kilo, Julian approach. Roger, are you able to Charlie intersection?
Until he requested taxi. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I think so.
Number 712 Mike Kilo, Roger, taxi to runway 10, holding point Charlie.
10, hold point Charlie, Mike Kilo.
Air Transat 287, holding short runway 10, ready for departure.
Air Transat 287 on departure, turn right, direct both paths, wind 350 degrees at 6 knots, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 10 after departure, direct both paths, Air Transat 287.
Juliana approach 2 Mike Kilo, holding short runway 10 at Charlie.
Number 712 Mike Kilo, Roger, hold runway 10 at Charlie.
Rest, Mike Kilo.
Shutdown has come down and gone south of the island.
Juliana approach, Elite 162, ready to taxi.
View the island,
Elite 162, Roger, runway 10, taxi to holding point Alpha.
Over to holding point Alpha for Elite 162.
Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie, maintain at or above 4,000.
at or above 4,000 for Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. As we start starting to wonder what.
Yeah, Papa Whiskey, I cannot find the charts, I'm sorry.
No worries, you can report 5 miles out.
We'll call 5 miles out. Do you have a link or something? Because I'm like collecting all the charts.
Standby.
Julian approach to my kilo. Is same parts under your control?
It is, but I provide traffic advisories. It's an ACES.
Right, thank you.
November 712, my kilo. Are you going to same bar?
85 to my kilo.
Number 2, my kilo, roger. Runway 10 Charlie, clear for takeoff on departure, turn right, proceed on course.
Clear for takeoff for my 10 right on course to my kilo.
Air Transat 287, radar contact, say altitude.
Passing 1,700.
Air Transat 287, roger, climb to flight level 150.
Climbing flight level 150.
Victor Papa Alpha Charlie, delete altitude restriction.
Delete altitude restriction 4, Victor Papa Alpha Charlie. I'll start a VFR descent to Anguilla.
Alpha Charlie, roger. Anguilla, key on H1012.
1012, Victor Papa Alpha Charlie.
Papa Hotel Charlie, Papa Whiskey, we are more than less than 5 miles from the airport.
Alright, 10, what did he say? Good if I knew.
Papa Hotel Charlie, Papa Whiskey, roger. And Charlie, yep. Papa Hotel Charlie, Papa Whiskey, runway 10 in use, QNH 1013. Report runway vacated.
We'll call runway vacated and exfil will land at the helipad.
Charlie, Papa Whiskey, roger. Report landing assurance.
Find those hills are.
We'll call when it touchdown, Papa Whiskey.
Julian approach, Elite 162, holding short of runway 10 at Alpha.
Flight 162, roger. On departure, turn right, direct motor, wind 3506, runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Right, direct motor, runway 10, clear for takeoff, Elite 162.
Victor Papa Alpha Charlie, enter right base, runway 11.
Right base runway 11, Victor Papa Alpha Charlie. I'm gonna have to go idle power here because it's just the airplane's just not descending. It's one of those things that I've noticed with
Papa Hotel Bravo Alpha Whiskey, runway 10 in use. Traffic is an experimental aircraft over the field right now. Wind 360 at 3 knots. Report runway vacated.
Local runway vacated and traffic in sight. Papa Whiskey.
Is that it's just the nose is just constantly pitching up and down, which is known as negative longitudinal stability, negative static longitudinal stability. I can't remember which. Basically, just means that like an airplane should, you know, should be pretty stable in its pitch attitude.
Papa Whiskey is touchdown.
Charlie Papa Whiskey, Roger, time 1847, thank you.
Whatever it is in the that first notch of flaps in. Those fuel pumps up. Mixture's rich. Start thinking about bringing in some power now. Just running that trim wheel until the airplane slows down.
Lego 162, radar contact, say altitude leaving.
Lead 162 is currently passing 020.
Flick 162, Roger, climb to flight level 150.
Climbing 150 for Lead 162.
Air Transat 287, you're climbing out of our airspace, sensor is offline, radar services are terminated, change to advisory frequency approved. Have a good day.
Monitor Unicom, have a good day, Air Transat 287.
Number 2 Mike Kilo, runway 10 in use, QNH 1013, wind 3506.
Roger, thanks.
Sandy ground is looking like today. That's one thing I don't want right there.
And November 712 Mike Kilo, if you're able, can you reduce speed to minimum approach speed? Traffic is backtracking the runway.
Minimum approach,
Victor Papa Alpha Charlie, wind 3503, runway 11, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 11, Victor Papa Alpha Charlie. Whoa.
Bravo Alpha Whiskey is vacated to runway 10.
Bravo Alpha Whiskey, Roger, thank you, taxi to park, good day, time 1850 Zulu.
Come on.
Taxi to the parking, Papa Alpha Whiskey.
Number 72, correction, number 712 Mike Kilo, runway 11, correction, runway 10 is clear, report runway vacated.
Go do, see Mike Kilo.
I mean, it's really difficult to control the airplane even in very benign conditions. Flat landing, but will do. taxi.
I'm gonna take it. 2 Mike Kilo.
Whatever, 2 Mike Kilo, Roger, taxi park, have a good day. Time 1851 Zulu.
Let's go out.
Sorry, I'm looking at my iPad while I'm trying to drive. So. And approach, thanks for your help today, Victor Papa Alpha Alpha Charlie. Have a good day.
Yeah, good day. Take care.
So, mixtures.
Lake 160, your Lima airspace sensor is offline. The frequency change is approved. Have a good one.
Alright. Let's see. Fuel pumps are off. Flaps up because we are professional pilots. There's nothing more embarrassing than shutting your plane down and realizing your flaps are up when they're electric. When they're mechanical, it doesn't make that much of a difference, but when they're electric, it does. So, mixtures to idle cutoff, throttles to idle, engage the parking brake, let's turn our lights off. Okay, avionics master off, and then the mags off. Master and battery switches off, and we are good to go. Decent flight, all things considered. Forgot to turn the external power supply off when I left. I forgot to put the mixture, the props full forward on short final, but c'est la vie. So that is the new system. I am very excited about it. I think that it's going to give us some great flying around the islands, and so I hope you guys are ready for more. And in the meantime, talk soon.